There are new concerns tonight that just weeks ago, clouds of potentially radioactive dust might have landed on neighborhoods in and around Los Angeles.
For the past 6 years, the NBC4i team has been investigating LA's nuclear secret, exposing the risks of the contaminated nuclear and rocket test site just northwest of LA. Tonight, our investigative reporter Joel Grover examines whether recent demolitions at that site might have sent plumes of radioactive material over populated areas.
The explosion of a building just last month by the U.S. Department of Energy at the radioactive Santa Susana Field Lab. It was the last of 9 buildings that are no longer used that had been taken down this year alone. This video from another angle posted on Nextdoor appears to show potentially radioactive dust migrating into the air, not far from neighborhoods like Jenny Knack's in Simi Valley.
What was your reaction when you first saw that video with the dust?
Oh my God, what are they doing?
Do you worry that there was radiation, something toxic in that dust?
Absolutely.
As the I-Team first began reporting in 2015 in our ongoing LA's nuclear secret investigation, many of the buildings and the soil at Santa Susana are contaminated with radioactive and chemical waste. Some experts were shocked that the U.S. Energy Department would have blown up this building at the lab with explosives.
I was absolutely flabbergasted.
Dan Hirsch was director of the Program on Environmental and Nuclear Policy at UC Santa Cruz and is an advocate for a full cleanup of Santa Susana.
I was concerned that that radioactive cloud would migrate to where people are.
And it's happened before. This peer-reviewed study by a team of scientists found that radioactive dust and ash from the 2018 Woolsey Fire, which started at Santa Susana, migrated as far as 9 miles away to cities like Thousand Oaks. Often, contaminated buildings are taken down carefully, piece by piece, not demolished with explosives.
Not the method that I would have chosen.
Ann White was an assistant U.S. Secretary of Energy under President Trump in charge of sites like Santa Susana. How should that contaminated building have been taken down?
You pull it apart like you would any other type of building that you're demolishing. You use a lot of water, a lot of dust suppression.
That's how the government has dismantled other contaminated buildings. The I-Team had questions about the Santa Susana demolition, but the Energy Department refused our request to interview anyone you have on the subject. Instead, they sent a statement saying the agency used demolition techniques that reduced dust generation and minimized any contamination that could have become airborne.
I did not see any dust suppression mechanisms being used. No.
This document obtained by the I-Team shows the Energy Department pledged to use dust prevention and control measures, including the use of water cannons at Santa Susana. Water cannons such as those that have been used at demolitions of other nuclear buildings in other states, which keep radioactive dust from getting airborne. But that's not what the former Assistant Energy Secretary saw in the videos from Santa Susana. Did you see any dust control measures like using water cannons?
I didn't see any.
The Energy Department also told the I-Team this explosion was of non-radiological facilities. But U.S. EPA documents reviewed by the I-Team show the building was categorized as Class 1, having the highest possibility of radioactive contamination.
There's absolutely no rationale for blowing it up. You would then be tossing that potentially radioactive material into the air.
And that's exactly what people who live near the field lab fear might have happened last month when the Energy Department did this demolition.
Do you have any concern that dust blew over your neighborhood?
It could have. I can't think about it too much because I have a kid who plays in the yard and I tell her to go outside and get some fresh air every day. Yeah, I'm concerned.
For the I-Team, I'm Joel Grover.